What up, Long Beach? Welcome back to your home for local sports. It's Tyler.
And Mike, and this LBCC football video is brought to you by Naples Rib Company, the perfect place for your next team event.
Made the trip out to Mount SAC, where the world's best athletes compete, Mike, and we got one heck of a football game. LBCC trying to move to 5-0.
The Vikings would strike first late in the opening quarter. You may as well get to know Mike Wilson. Introduce yourself right now, because he takes it on an end around for a big run, and that would not be his last time in this highlight.
Much improved. Jack Lowry finds Ikenna O'Hare for a first down for the Vikings. Then Lowry out to Wilson, who's going to stretch in for the touchdown. If you didn't get a good look at that touchdown, don't worry, there would be others. 7-0 Vikings. The Mounties were able to change the game, though, in the second quarter when they brought in backup quarterback Jerry McConaughey. Might remember that last name.
Kinfolk to James McConaughey over at Compton High School. Jerry, looking just like his brother, a great runner, and he's going to cap out this touchdown drive with this run. He did fumble it, but right to a teammate, so it ends up, I guess, kind of just being a pass for a touchdown.
Sort of. Could have been a huge mistake. Close miss there for the Vikings defense. Special team breakdown. Double thump. Stormin' Derek Norman, the Wilson alum, with the block punt, sets the Mounties up right on the doorstep. But that Vikings defense, led by Matt Bozen and Isaiah Roston, deny 3 straight runs. Mount SAC has to settle for a field goal, so it's a 10-7 lead going into halftime. We go to the second half where the Vikings defense trying to make another big play.
Well, that's what they've been getting every time the offense has faltered, and sure enough, Thomas Patolo falls on the fumble. However, on the next play, they give it right back to Mount SAC as the Mounties take that momentum back.
Yeah, that's just give and take right there at midfield. The team's really seesawed at that spot, as Roston going to blow up this fake punt to give his offense good field position again. The play to finally spark that comes on 3rd and long to Wilson, working the sticks beautifully. Then Jacob Welsh going to come back to this ball. Another nice grab for a first down, and still working that sideline. Hey, Mr. Wilson! Back of the end zone. That's his second touchdown. Vikings take the lead 14-10 here in the third quarter. Offense getting that rhythm back thanks to one.
Well, yeah, he was a pretty special one. And are you even allowed to do an LBCC highlight without an interception from Keontae Godot, Tyler?
I don't know, Mike. I haven't done one yet. He goes and gets another one. This return is going to be quite nice for Godot, the sophomore who's just been everywhere for this defense. It would get called back to penalty, but he now leads the state with 5 interceptions on the season in 5 games. Wow.
Back the Vikings go to Welsh, and then it's going to be, guess who? Wilson, again, is going to get inside the 5, but he's knocked out. So the Vikings are going to have to settle for the short field goal from Sergio Garcia. That gives them the 7-point lead, and you kind of felt like they were in command as you moved towards the fourth quarter, up 17-10. However,
they were in a giving mood, though. This fumble is going to set the Mounties up with great field position late in the third. The quarterback carousel went back and forth for the home team as we enter the fourth quarter. Mounties able to get it in the end zone. McConaughey finds Cameron Akins, who wins the battle of the 13s. Cameron Akins ain't never hurt nobody. It's 17-17. Momentum now definitely wearing maroon after a stop. Aaron Vaughn's back to return the punt. And wow, Vaughn's is taking this one all the way home from the grocery store.
He took the Safeway, Tyler.
Cleanup on aisle 6 as one dives in for the score. Huge play, another breakdown for the LBCC special teams. It's a 7-point lead, 12 minutes to play. Then the Mount SAC defense all over Lowry. Another fumble on this sack. That's 3 lost fumbles for the Vikings in this game. And then right back at you, Vaughn's goes back to the bread aisle for another touchdown. Thought that might be the backbreaker. It's now a 14-point lead after the Vikings were up 7 to start the fourth.
Well, and their offense had been really struggling, but the fleet feet of Jack Lowry helped turn the tide as he gets out of trouble and finds, obviously, Mr. Wilson.
Duh. And at the Mount SAC 26, time to hit him with the pump and go. Wilson over the top, and that's 6 on Sunday, baby. What a grab. It's now a 7-point game. That is a quick answer from the Vikings.
Third touchdown of the night. Jack Lowry said, it's a complicated game, but when it's one-on-one and you've got the best athlete, it's not really that complicated.
LBCC gets the ball back with under 4 minutes to play. Lowry to the best athlete on the field again, Wilson, who picks up a huge gain. man, sometimes you are just in your zone, and that's what one was in tonight. Then Welsh catches this one for another Vikings first down. Thought there was going to be huge trouble right here. Lowry's sacked on 3rd and 15. Would have set up 4th and a mile with less than a minute left, but look at the flag come in. It's unsportsmanlike conduct on Sitiveni Tamaivena, and that's an automatic first down, Mike. Unbelievable.
Well, and Tamaivena just shocked. Certainly didn't seem like he did anything out of the ordinary for this game in terms of the celebration, but a huge call keeps the Vikings alive, and later in the drive, 30 seconds left, Wilson just mosses his DB, his 4th touchdown of the game, ties this thing up at 31-31, Tyler, and we are going to get some free extra football.
I mean, stomp it out. That kid is all the way turned as he should be. Vikings have the momentum on their side, headed into the extra session. It's going to be NCAA overtime rules, start at the 25, alternate possessions. Fitting for a great game and a great rivalry to get some extra football on this Saturday night. The Vikings defense coming out in the first OT and just smothering the Mounties, actually pushed them back from the 25, forcing them into a long field goal. Brandon Gracia gonna pull it wide left. So the Vikings hold, so now all they need is points in order to win this game. Field goal or touchdown, and they go home victorious. Lowry looks over the middle, finds Welsh. That's gonna set up a 3rd and 1 at the 16. They go looking for a screen to Wilson. It's blown up. They throw it away. Unfortunately, a chop block's called, so now the Vikings are out of field goal range, Mike.
Right, and another costly penalty. Looks like it's going to turn the tide of this game. But Lowry is going to heave it up. The interception by Jeffrey Farrar. He had a pick in the Rari, and if he returns this, the Mounties would win the game.
Well, no, he's not going to actually return it, though. Like, somebody's going to tackle him at some point. Mike.
That is the entire defense for the Mounties escorting him, and if you've been paying attention to this game, you may have a feeling that we need to pan left and scan for a flag as the Mounties celebrate. The crowd realizes what's happened. A block in the back call. He said, yeah, it's right here. We got to bring this thing back.
Mr. Hankey going to send us to second OT. Of course, the first play, the Vikings go to Wilson for a nice gain. Now at the 7, lineman out of sync. This play doesn't really look like it's going to come off, but Lowry buys time, delivers the ball, and Jaron Scroggins right there on the spot for the diving grab. Touchdown Vikings. They lead 38-31 here in the second OT. What an unbelievable play from this gutsy offense. Now the defense with a chance to win it, looking for the walk-off. Christian Wu nearly picks it off.
It was Christian Wu on that play.
Right, he had the win right there in his hands. Can't believe he dropped that. He tells the sidelines, hey, don't worry. The next one, I got you. I'm catching the next one. We go back to the Mounties. They respond, get down to the 2 on this pass play, 1st and goal. Power formation, Michael Morris stood up at the goal line, gave him inches, Mike. That was so close. So now 2nd and goal. Oh, sir, do you know why I pulled you over? That is a brutal false start. Pushes them back 5 yards. They try to throw it. Sweet redemption for Christian Wu, the nature boy. Woo! The styling, profiling, limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing son of a gun wins it for the Vikings with the interception. 38-31 in double overtime. Brett Peabody's first overtime game as a coach, and believe me, he was going to get the most out of that celebration. Yeah, coach, that was fun. Unbelievable game.
Wilson, the most unbelievable, 14 grabs for 218 yards and 4 touchdowns. Number 1 in our roster, number 1 in our hearts. An unbelievable game from him.
Ain't no party like a Long Beach party, because a Long Beach party is not going to stop. What an unbelievable game from LBCC. They defeat Mount SAC for the 2nd year in a row, this time in very dramatic fashion on the road.
We'd like to thank our new sponsor, Long Beach Transit. Their Mike Wilson-sponsored Route Number 1 now stops at Cal State Dominguez Hills, South Bay Pavilion, and the StubHub Center, home of the LA Galaxy.
Vikings now 5-0, one of the best teams in the country. They will remember this win for a long time. You want all the Vikings coverage the rest of the season, got to keep it locked right here. That was one hell of a final highlight.